Yeah, great question. So this happens a lot, right? Actually, what I find more and more with a lot of couples is there isn't actually even transparency about what has happened. And a lot of times, if these are experiences from childhood that one partner is bringing into the relationship, they're repressed memories. The memories aren't always like clear what happened. There's a vague sense of what happened. And then there are cases where it's really clear, this happened to me and I can never trust another human, but we are together and we're going to have to somehow make this work. The thing that I find the most helpful is a lot of times the trauma survivor may be doing their own work in their own psychotherapy. I actually think in addition to that, investing the same amount of energy and concern to getting some help as a couple is really, really important, right? So the reason for that is, yes, you are a caregiver to that person, to your spouse, to your partner. The reality is you're also in a partnership. So it's a very different relationship. So who's taking care of you emotionally? Most of the time we look to our partners to do that, right? So because there's a trauma history, it becomes sort of a one-sided, lopsided relationship, which means even the best of caregivers, the potential for resentment is really high because you're constantly putting your own needs on hold. And it's not selfish to ask for space to have some equity in that relationship. And if you can't do that on your own through setting it up in that way and impressing upon the partner, I actually think getting outside help is a really great idea. I find that even more than couples therapists for trauma relationships, conflict resolution folks are the best help because they have a really clear paradigm of how do you engage in an argument, what are the limits of that, so essentially you can't just put your life on hold in order to help, because that's not going to work for either one of you, right? Same thing as wearing the oxygen mask. We just hope it'll work itself out, or because I love you, that should be enough. And that's not enough. I would argue that's not enough. It's actually in how we communicate that love, goes back to the boundary setting. Boundary setting is an expression of love, right? If your child is eating 15 bars of Cadbury's, are you going to let them? No, hopefully not, right? At some point, you're going to say no. That's love. That is actually an expression of love. So really coming to some understanding together about what is an expression of love. What does that look like in our relationship? And that looks different for each family member, looks different in each relationship. But I actually think having some language for that is the first step.